Yes, it's morning, so that's why we call it the morning show. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Love TV, Love FM. I'm Ernesto with Miss Tamar this Thursday morning, the 20th day of August.
Good morning. Good morning, Ernesta. Good morning, Belize. Thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday morning's edition of The Morning Show. And just to get into our lineup for this morning, Ernesto, cycling enthusiasts, the first segment is certainly for you. We're talking about the Caribbean Junior Cycling Championships. And Belize is hosting it, so we're going to find out more about that.
Oh, we'll be hosting it,
That's
right?
right.
Okay. And the first department is licensing. Well, if you want to cut down trees or do anything in the forest, we're trying to protect them. So you have to, well, get a license. We'll find you. This interests you? I mean,
Well,
we're here
it's
to
it's
impart
important
information.
for people to know the laws as it relates to forestry because there are serious penalties associated with deforestation.
Yep.
So I am more than happy to be the platform that we can be the platform to educate Belizeans on what the laws are and how to be in good standing.
That's right. And of course, September is coming fast, and the Expo Belize Marketplace will be on again. So our friends from the BCCI will be joining us to tell us more about that. And E, I was with a friend up in Corozal last weekend, and he's a big electric vehicle enthusiast.
Oh, wow.
So he
Okay.
has two of them. So I was riding around in an electric vehicle
Sounds
last
good.
weekend.
Did you enjoy
Yeah.
that? Did you feel
Yeah.
any significant differences?
Not really.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well,
Except, wash it so you may aldo te and so.
you're scandalous, man. You're scandalous, friend. We're going to be meeting with some queens as well this morning. I was the host of this pageant, or one of the,
That's
the
what I
hosts of this pageant.
hear.
The
I hear
Miss
it was.
Black International Ambassadors. We don't hear about it.
I hear. Well, I heard it was very pleasing to the eyes.
It was certainly very, very pleasing. And what I love is that 4 ladies were crowned that night.
Four.
4 ladies. We're talking about Black Beauty Ambassadors. So the more the
Okay.
merrier.
Okay.
We're going to meet 2 of them this morning.
Course.
Who won from Belize, right? So we have, well, we'll meet them when they get here.
Okay.
96 played in Bolido. So if you won, congratulations to you. Ernest, I have to ask, your voice songs are different
Yeah, I don't know. I
in pitch and
something-
tempo and tone. What's going on?
I don't know. I woke up this morning and my throat was a little antsy
Okay,
and so on.
okay.
So a song sexy. Right?
It does, I have to admit.
Oh well.
Songs.
I think I'm a fan cause it, I must
Okay.
have the blow on the wrong
You got to
part
put
of
the
my
fan a
body.
little
So I have to put
farther away
no,
from
no,
the
I'm gonna
bed.
keep it this way, if it,
Okay. 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 I know I wouldn't thought if suppose tomorrow is even more deep. Oh my goodness. All right. It is 26 minutes away from 7 o'clock. We're going to take that first break. When we come back, we'll be talking about cycling. Stay with us.
And we're back, folks. We're back, and we start off right away. And I think I'm right in saying one of the favorite sports of Belizeans.
You would be
is-
right. You
is
would be
cycling.
right in saying that. Yes.
And we'll be talking about we're hosting the Junior Road Cycling Championships, the Caribbean Road. Good morning. And the
morning,
studio with
morning.
us, we have Glenford Flowers, who's the president of the Cycling Federation of Belize, Miss Letitia Wesby, of course, who's the general secretary, and Leslie Sanchez, who's, well,
Representing
very
the
big
BTV.
enthusiast, yeah. And of course, representing the BTP. Good morning.
Good morning, Belize.
Good morning, good morning.
How young is this junior?
Starting from age 15 down.
Oh, 15 now. Okay.
Yeah, between 15 and 18. We have the juvenile or youth. Juvenile as we call them youth, but they refer to them as juvenile, and that's 15 and 16. Then we have the juniors who are 17 and 18. After that, you go on to the under 23 and the elite. So where
Okay.
you compete
Okay.
at the higher level.
It's exciting to hear that Belize is hosting. Can you tell us more about the history of the race, maybe some of the other countries that have hosted before, and just the general objective of the race?
Yeah, so we've been traveling to most of these races out in the Caribbean Cycling Union, and fortunately we brought it back home to Belize this year. So we have about maybe 14 countries participating this year with us, and we're hoping to keep that gold medal here in Belize.
All right. The BTB is involved. Of course, sports and tourism go hand in hand, but tell us what's special about this race and why the BTB is actively playing a role.
Well, when it comes to sports, as you rightfully mentioned, through our sports tourism strategy, we work very closely with the Cycling Federation in order to see the sports through. And as mentioned, it's a strategy to promote tourism as well. We have our destinations. You know, these athletes come in, they get to spend a longer stay. Their families, their friends, fans, everybody come in, and this is tourism. So through our sports tourism strategy, we ensure that we support the Cycling Federation.
How many riders are you expecting?
A total of 52 riders
52.
Within all categories. We have 10 females that will be competing within the junior and the juvenile.
Okay.
And all the others are male.
So you have a girl section.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the route of the race and how many miles will the cyclists be covering?
Okay, the route of the race, we have 2 days. One is known as the ITT, or Individual Time Trial. That will be on the Boom Road. It starts around the Blackberry, right after the Blackberry entrance, where, as you know, last year we had to close off the road. And to avoid any disruption in terms of the traffic for the people within the River Valley community, we move towards, because it's a shorter race as compared to last year. So it's for the male junior, it's going to be 20 kilometers. So that will go from the start to turn around the Smart Tower and return. So it's 10 kilometers out and 10 kilometers back for the male juniors. All the others, which is the women junior, juvenile, male and female, they're 15 and using that same start area. That's for the individual time trial, which they ride by themselves against the clock, and with all, they put their all to see who is the fastest rider to do that.
So very important, that road will be temporarily closed for that period of time. So
The
when
Boom Road?
The Boom Road, yeah.
Okay.
It'll be closed for temporary. So very important that, the River Valley and who traverse that road back and forth knows that it's going to be temporarily closed from about
Okay.
maybe 7:30 to about 12 o'clock. And it will be open again. So very important that the community gets to know that.
Yeah,
And there's no
but,
alternative routes?
In that area, no. But we're moving it all the way out to Blackberry Farm so that, they can come in and out on the farther northern road.
Okay.
But coming from off the Western Highway, it's a little bit close from there.
Yeah, it's closed from that area. And our second event is basically the road race, which is the one that everybody likes to come out and watch. That will be between the Flag Monument roundabout, or before there, to the North End Estate roundabout. So it starts and finishes at the Merab compound, in front of the Merab, the big store. So we come to Belize City just before, to the roundabout, just before the Flag Monument. We turn in front of the bus. We don't go around the roundabout. That, again, our objective is basically trying to make sure we minimize the disruption of traffic.
That's what day? Sunday?
Sunday, on Sunday. So then we return back. We go to the roundabout at Norton, which is the last roundabout for the city, and then we return basically to the start-finish area. So we have, for that, we have 12 laps for the junior, male junior, and 8 laps for the others, which is the women junior, male and female juvenile.
All taking part at the same time?
No, we start out with the male junior, the male juvenile or the youth. They'll start first, and a short time after, the women will do their race. Then after they're finished, then we have because now the juniors, the male junior are the higher category, if you want to say that. So then they'll be doing their
So,
stuff.
just so I understand the route, it starts in front of Marab. It
Comes
heads
to the-
towards Belize City. Right before the flag monument, they turn
Yes.
around and they go as far as the first roundabout coming into
The
the
last.
city?
Yes.
Or the last?
Oh,
Yeah.
coming into the city, correct?
Yeah, the first.
Okay.
Which is not around Norton Estate, that roundabout right there.
And then they do 12 of that.
Yes.
So that's approximately how many miles?
93 just over 93 kilometers.
Wow.
And then the women and junior and the juvenile male and female, they do 8 laps for 62.4 kilometers.
How long would the entrance into Belize City be closed to accommodate?
It starts at 7 o'clock, and we estimate about 1 o'clock that it should be open. However, note that there will be, you still can go from Belize City using the Coney Drive and come out through Divine Mercy. So
Okay.
if the race is there, come in that vicinity when you're coming, they won't allow you until the race move away,
Okay.
and then they will allow you to leave. If you're coming in from Ladyville, if the race is in the vicinity, you won't be allowed to pass. You will have to wait until that is safely out, and you can come and go through
Chitamal.
Chetamal Street or those arteries going out and lead you to Chetamal Street Bridge and come through.
So if you're coming from the airport, you'll be coming down, and then if the race is on, they'll hold you there for a little bit. It's called a rolling closure. And whenever the race is passed, they'll let you out to go to Chetamal Street. So it's going to call a rolling closure.
Why not use one like from Belize to Belmopan or something like that?
The idea now, remember, this is international event, and we want to get people to see it, right? And promote it and get more persons to come out and
you want
support
to show
the kid.
Maximum
Yeah.
visibility.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So we use a short circuit. The minimum circuit that we can use is 8 kilometers. So from that area was the best place, and it has the island.
The medium.
So the median, so that people can, one, for servicing, teams can have their personnel in the middle and service their rider on both sides. And also persons can stand in the middle to see as they pass, go around, because they're just going around.
You mentioned 50-something riders. That's including our riders?
Yes.
So how many are really coming from about 30?
No, it's about probably 35 to
35.
37, yeah.
And,
And that's only
what,
for the
what
junior.
countries are being represented?
We have from Antigua and Barbuda, Bahamas, Barbados, Bermuda. I got that. Antigua and Barbuda. Then we have Bermuda, Curacao, Grenada, Guyana, Trinidad, and of course Belize is a host country.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Who is representing Belize in the race?
We got 5 juniors. Some of the top juniors that's been riding very well here in Belize. We got Devin Major. We have Keith Enright. The list is too long.
Jamal Tablada, Stefan
Pelayo.
and Keith, Devin, Jamal.
Jashan Aldana.
Jashan. That's the junior riders. And then we have the youth, which...
Ahmad Charrington.
Yeah, and Andre Enriquez, Karen Woodrum. I'm trying to remember the names. Yeah, we have 5 juniors, male juniors, 5 youths. Or what is term
And we
for
have
them
4
is
girls.
juvenile, and 4 girls. The 4 girls, Irene Baki, Liane Choto, Chelsea Gillett, and Kelsey Castillo. So those are the men.
You said we are the defending champions?
No. Barbados is the
Barbados?
Barbados. They hosted last year, so they're defending champion. Our goal is basically to bring the championship and leaving it here.
Okay.
to
How did we
Belize.
do in Barbados?
In Barbados, we came in fourth. We underestimated, so we had a rider that was running out for the most part, and he almost ended up less than 200 meters away, he got caught, and then he
Yeah,
got
he
fourth
was
place.
close, yeah.
Yeah, he's always close. So
And
this
he's
year-
riding.
Yeah, he is
this
in it
time.
this year. So
Yeah.
I think
So
he got
he's
the
on-
experience and he
got a
knows what to
home-
do this
home-
year. Yeah.
Home advantage, I hope.
Yeah, our guys are doing very well, so we're expecting to keep that gold medal here.
What do they win?
You get a gold medal.
Okay.
And,
these
and a
riders,
jersey, a championship jersey
jersey.
that you use for other events.
and these riders are coming with, I suspect, an entourage or
Yes.
Yes,
bringing
they do.
their backup teams, right?
Yes, they do.
So you're expecting to host.
Yeah, we have, we basically are hosting about 70 odd persons, almost 80 persons.
And where do you put them? This is where the BTB is involved,
Well, yeah.
kind of. Where you hosting these 70 odd people?
Well, in terms of the different hotels that we have, for instance, the Best Western, we have the Ramada, the different hotels. So
Okay.
it's local.
Yeah.
So as mentioned before, it's an opportunity for the BTB to showcase its product and what we have as a country, as a tourist destination.
When it comes to the effort to market Belize using these races as attractions, is there an effort to maybe target these countries specifically to bring more tourism from there, or is it more so in the form of sponsorships to support the riders and the race?
Well, when it comes to the attraction, automatically it's a strategy that countries get to come into your country because you're the host country. So
Okay.
and these countries participate, I believe Ms. Leticia could elaborate that it's for points. So it's a strategic way. It's another country in the Caribbean coming to Belize, participating, garnering these points, and it ended up being a sightseeing as well, because the last time, as I could recall, when we had host the Caribbean Championship, which was the elite and the women championship, there were a lot of positive reviews. You know, Belize is a nice place, the road is good, it's a safe place, so that's a strategic way of promoting us.
Most definitely so, because I've been attending a lot of the Congress, and I successfully won the Caribbean Championship for the elite last year, and that was hosted here. It was a good turnout, and when we went back to Congress, everybody, all the Caribbean Cycling Union wanted to come back to Belize, and that's why the juniors are here again for this. So everybody loved it in Belize.
The positive part, in reference to the hosting the junior, is that parents and families come. So in addition to that entourage that we're hosting, there are additional families members who are here coming to support their kids.
Yeah, they're coming
so
to
it's a
support,
summer.
right.
It's a summer, which is perfect. So they're able to come, and support.
Cool. But they come on their own.
They're on their
I mean,
own, yeah, and they're here. They're part of it. And as Leslie mentioned, one of the things is that Belize presently is at the 53 under the road standing. We are 53. Our goal is now to move to 43, which is to be able to qualify to participate in the Olympics. We no longer are invited just to go to an event. We have to qualify. So
Okay.
we will be, just like these countries, we'll be going to what we call UCI sanctioned event to earn points to move or elevate our country up in standing for road race.
Yeah, so currently we rank 53 in the world. Belize is number 53 in the world ranking. We do have a national team that's going out on this Friday. Is traveling to Panama to compete in some international race out there as well.
Yeah, you guys are busy.
Yes, we are.
What about the countries like Jamaica and so on? Are they not part of this, or they're not sending anybody?
They don't
Yeah.
have junior riders because
Okay.
we were hoping they thought they were qualified, but they don't have based on the age range.
Okay.
For junior riders to participate. So some countries, and in addition, like many of us, some of them were depending on the government, and we have to say thanks to the government for supporting us. And they were not able to get the funding they were expecting, because we're looking at youth to
Yeah, I
bring
know
them.
it.
No, and most federations are like us. We depending on sponsorship or assistance to come and participate in these
Yeah,
events.
that's a pity.
So
Yeah.
at the last minute, just like yesterday, we got another team dropped out in that sense. So or another country in that sense, no. So what we have is the riders for the other countries. They get 3 riders in each category to be here. For Belize, we get the opportunity to add 2 more riders. So we are having a field of 5 riders representing Belize. Aside from the riders, you have their team support. You have a manager and you have their coach and a mechanic. Some of them, depending, you interchange based on what you can afford, persons you can afford to bring to the event.
Will Belizeans or these other countries sending their teams have the opportunity to watch online streaming?
Yes.
Yes, we are going to have a live streaming out there all 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
So just to give you in terms of what we're doing, on Friday we start out with the team presentation. Each country will come out with their uniform and we present them to the public. So we invite everyone, Belizeans and anyone from those countries who are living here, come out and support your country. That's Friday evening starting at 6 at the Biltmore. And on Saturday is the individual time trial, which starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. And on Sunday, it's a road race. As again, Belizeans can come and line the median or come out there and on the sidewalks there between Northern Estate and Belize City, the roundabout. The finish is at Mirab to come and cheer on, and we are very, very positive that we will be getting some podiums at this in each category in that sense.
For those for those teams like from Antigua and Barbuda, what route do they take to get to Belize?
Most of them are coming through Panama or Miami,
Miami.
but we have a whole lot coming through Panama based on the cost of airfare.
Yes.
In that regards now. So
And then they have specific days to come to Belize.
yeah, we are hosting as of today is the official day that we're hosting, knowing that they arrive at lunch. So from lunchtime until breakfast on Monday morning. For those who come before, again, that's more money pumping for tourism. They come from yesterday we have a group coming
Some was
in,
over the
and
weekend.
some came in the
Are
weekend.
they all here by now or not yet?
No, today
No,
we have the
between today
biggest.
and tomorrow. As I said, Panama. So for Panama, we have flights that comes in Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Okay.
So that's where they're coming in from. Most
Okay.
of them, just a few coming in from through Miami.
Okay.
Let's talk about the benefits this brings to our young cyclists and their journey as cyclists moving into that professional arena.
Okay.
Well, we have a good amount of young junior riders that's representing Belize right now, and they're doing excellent. They were out in California training for this, and then they arrived back home last week. They're doing really good, and we've been traversing back and forth to a lot of the international race last year and this year, so they're quite prepared for this, and we're looking forward to have a super youth championship here with them. They're doing excellent.
Based on records, our odds of winning, good?
Super good.
Okay.
Super good. So we're expecting to keep that medal here.
All right, so one more time, it's going to be the presentation of the teams, the jerseys, and that takes place on Friday
Yes.
at the Biltmore.
At 6 o'clock,
At
starting
6
at
in
6
the
o'clock.
evening.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the national team presentation. Now, the general public can attend.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they can come, enjoy. And just one thing, there are two things I need to make sure I mention. One, during the time of the road closure, if there's any emergency, basically we will allow that. We will not say somebody cannot pass because we're doing that. Emergency is an emergency, and that will be allowed. We will have the support of the transport department, the police, and Belize City Council, particularly for the road race. So if there's an emergency, they can do that. And there was one question you asked about just now.
Oh, just recapping the order of the events for the
Yeah,
weekend
yeah.
as it approaches.
Yes.
Because the presentation tomorrow is only the Belize team.
No, that's for
No,
all the
no,
teams.
all
Everybody.
teams, all
All
countries,
teams,
all
okay.
countries, yes. The next thing I wanted to mention, on the race route, we will ask Belizeans, I know we like to enjoy, come out. Please, no bottles will be allowed. And of course, it's a youth event, so we want to try to minimize any public drinking in that sense that, persons sometimes we get so excited that we don't want any problem. But definitely, no bottles is
That-
allowed.
Meaning the glass bottles, right?
No glass
Yeah.
bottles
That competition
are
will
allowed.
win every time.
Yeah, no glass bottles are allowed on a race route. You can come out, nothing wrong to bring a little six-pack with the can, but no bottles are allowed on that road. That we will be sanctioned for that. There are different things that is very serious.
You will be held responsible for persons bringing out glass bottles?
Yes, because that's why we get this opportunity to promote and say no glass bottles should be on that. Whenever we have any activity, even on the regular, we're not supposed to,
Minimize that.
particular our personnel or families that come around, we try to say no bottles that are allowed around the course.
Okay, so we will have these areas closed off basically from what, 7 in the morning till,
From
till
7 in the
about 1
morning.
o'clock in the afternoon?
Yes.
Would be a good time to
Yes.
Yes.
say that?
Yes, yes. The road official will be closed off at 7, and it opens. If we done before, particularly on the Saturday, we anticipate finishing around 11.
Okay.
And but just in case something happened, we say until till 1 o'clock
1
or
o'clock,
so.
yeah.
So, but once we're done, we just make sure, like I think a little 10 or 15 minutes after, we will allow, with
All
still
traffic
on the
to-
guidance until we know everything is cleared off from the road.
Now, your warning just now should work, right? Asking persons not to bring out the bottles, the
Yes,
glass
I would
bottles.
hope, yeah.
But will there be police officers on the ground helping
Yes.
to ensure that, you know,
We will have police out there. We will have the traffic officers out there, and also if they see something, they will basically take any action or so. So,
all right, Belizeans, don't
we're
try.
just asking the corporation. We want to be a good host.
Yes.
Yeah.
One,
Yes.
sometimes something don't happen. Somebody go by accident, break a bottle where the riders have to be. I mean,
No,
it creates
I
a
agree.
problem.
Yes. Common sense should tell you that.
just asking the support of the the public. Please, we ask their support to come out and cheer on the riders. Note that the federation, as I mentioned, will be on a campaign to trying to go out to participate in international events, sanctioned events, so we can earn points to elevate. I think everybody likes to hear when our country goes out to another place and excel. So we ask their support as well in terms of if they want to contribute, they can reach out and contribute towards
Right.
or trying to fund those events, because it's not something that is cheap. Some of the events you have to pay from everything, your flight, which is already expensive, hotel, and meals for these guys when they go out. So
But I know you want to big up your sponsors.
yes, that's what I'm preparing
Please.
for. Yeah. So of course we have our support from the BTB. We have from the government of Belize, Atlantic Bank, Atlantic Insurance, National Bank. We have DIGI, Central Bank, Mirab, the National Sports Council. I have to say we have the support. We have Belize City Council. They are the host city, so they have been providing a lot of support. Although I'm mentioning all of these people, it's a lot of more contributions, in-kind contribution that make things work for us. No, we have the police department, Boeing and Boeing, under Crystal and Powerade. They're helping with the refreshments. M&M Engineering for the barriers. We have MIDH who are out there making sure the roads are prepared.
Yeah.
And I like to say this, right? When the motorists complain about the cyclists being on the road, when we do have an event, we're the ones that are able to get the roads to be repaired in preparation, right? So the motorists will be
You think you
complaining
could-
and complaining,
You could
but
hold a race from my street back to the well.
and of course the Department of Transport. I hope I'm not missing
BWS.
anyone. What's that?
BWS?
BWS.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Central Bank, DJ, yeah, the Sports Council. Note that there's also, when I say Sports Council, we have the anti-doping, the National Anti-Doping
yeah.
Organization. So these kids will also be tested to make sure that they're in compliance, and we are here to make sure we have a transparent and successful event.
Would the BTB like to highlight any of its partners before we close in this event?
Well, definitely, we're, as mentioned, as Ms. Leticia mentioned, we're here as from the BTB, and sports is tourism, so I would just want to say that this is an opportune time for us to continue support and work along with the Cycling Federation. We've been partner with them with a lot of other activities.
Yeah.
For instance, the annual September Classic, the cross country. So
Of course.
they do have our support. And as
Do you do
mentioned,
anything for them, like tour or anything?
I was just
It's
I
not
have that. I
all-
was
all
gonna
game.
finish off with that niche. will be allowing us to enter the Alton House. So Saturday, we will take them after the time trial, take them out to the Alton House so they can experience one of Belize's great asset, right?
Our race to Alton Hall, that sound good.
Yeah, well, when the road is finished, because you know they are working on the road,
Yeah,
so
that'll
those
be a
will
good
be
road to
those will
have,
be
yeah.
yeah. Once the road is finished, there are opportunities.
Alton Hall
We
trial.
try to find all the best roads so that we can, and again, of course, we know sometimes it causes some inconvenience to the motorists,
Yeah.
but it's just for a short time. I also want to ask the drivers. I mean, sometimes I go on a road to ride, but sometimes you just need to wait like probably less than 30 seconds or 10 seconds for a vehicle to pass, and you can't go trying to push the
know,
riders
I
off. You're basically endangering someone's life.
True.
And note that they also have families that they're expecting them to come back, and some of them go to train to represent the country. So
Thanks again, and all the best.
Yes.
So Belize have to keep the medal.
Yes, sir. And we
Yeah.
also
For
have
tourists,
another
you gotta get it.
international event coming up in September. We are attending the World Championship in
Montreal.
Montreal.
Okay.
So
You
some of
guys are
these
busy.
riders who are here competing, because we are taking some of the juniors and the elite riders. So on Honor 23 will be going to the World Championship.
Thank you very
Awesome.
much,
We look forward to
Leticia,
hearing
as
more about that
usual.
back then.
You do a good job, and Glenn Ford and Leslie and the BTB. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
This morning. When we're back, we'll be talking about you can't just chop down any tree. You have to get a license for it.
We'll be right
We'll be
back.
right back.
Introducing GrowWatt, a global leader in
You ride bicycle, right?
Yes.
And not tell me you never run into a tree with a bicycle.
I've run into I've run into a tree
Yeah,
on an
exactly.
ATV.
Oh, in an
before.
ATV. You
Yeah.
like boast too much, man. You
Well,
you
actually,
everybody know you ride ATV.
It wasn't
Well,
fun.
I run into tree with one bicycle already. You know. So let's talk about trees.
Let's do it. Okay,
So
we
the
have
first
some guests
department.
with us in studios. We have Mrs. Yanira Pop. She's the acting chief forest officer, and Miss Florencio Guerra, forest officer. Ladies, good morning.
Hi, good
And
morning.
welcome. You're here to
Thank you.
educate our audience about the requirements for when it comes to forestry, right? So, let's talk about the industry on a whole, right? What constitutes or how do we define somebody who is a part of the industry and using trees for business, and what are the laws as it relates to that?
Okay, hi, good morning. Thank you for having us here. When we talk about licenses and the commercial part, we refer to these individuals as licensees. We have different types of licensees. We have licensees who have short-term licenses, and we have licensees who are these licensees for long-term forest licenses. But in general, they're called licensees.
Okay. Now, someone who is, maybe they just purchased a piece of land, Krong land, right? And they want to clear their property to maybe do farming or start a house. Are they allowed to just go in there and clean that up, cut down whatever they want? Is there any kind of regulations when it comes to that type of deforestation?
Okay, you touch a very important word, deforestation. Deforestation at times is used and people refer to it as land development.
Correct.
You know, but in essence they do need a permit. However, it depends on the acreage that you're doing. If it's over 300 acres, then you do need an ECP from the Department of Environment. Nonetheless, in most cases, they need a license whenever they will fell the trees
Okay.
and they will convert it for commercial use. That is when they need to get a license from the Forest Department. And that is where we have the different types of licenses to accommodate whatever purpose you have. For example, if it's you only want one tree, then we have the petty permits, which is for only a short period. If you want to clean an area for farming, then you might need a salvage license. That's another type of permit given for what? For like an year, thereabouts.
Right here.
Depending, but that's for an year. Then you have the private forest permits as well. That's for a short term. So all of these are short-term licenses. But like you see, it's based on one tree, on several amount of trees. But again, these will be used for commercial purposes. So these are some of the type of permits. And of course, we have the long-term forest licenses, that these are now permits given for a 20 to 40 year period.
Those are for the
Forest
companies who sell
reserves.
some
Yes.
timber, right? Like Bull Ridge and Menas and these people. That's
Yeah, those would be licenses for forest reserves primarily.
Uh-huh.
So forest reserves are a type of protected area that are for extraction.
Okay.
And so these have to be extracted sustainably. That's one of the caveats there, that you can remove timber from these forest reserves, but it has to be done in a sustainable manner. We also have long-term licenses for private land. So for example, the Rio Bravo Conservation Management Area. That is a long-term private forest permit. And so that's also a form of long-term forest license. And it's for the same 20 to, long-term licenses are for 20 to 40 years.
Okay.
And they also have to do the sustainable forest management regime that we have at the Forest Department.
what do you consider a tree? I'll tell you why I asked. No, because I was just visiting a friend who's building a resort in Corozal by Shonush Village and that area. And it's all cleared, the buildings and so on. And they say, you know, when I came here, it may look like that. And they show me across the lagoon, bushy. But the trees, none taller maybe than 10, 15 feet. Did somebody had to get a permit to,
I
it's
guess it's
considered bush or tree or?
vines or grass.
They are trees, but they're not huge. I mean, they're you know.
Yeah.
So with licenses issued by the Forest Department, it's important to understand it's not just trees that we would consider forest produce.
Okay.
So we'd also have, for example, bush sticks, which would be like the small trees, for
Yeah.
example. You would need a permit if you're extracting those bush sticks from any other area.
But to clear, just to clear. And sometimes I see people do that, and I wonder why they don't leave some of the trees for landscaping purpose and plan. They just
Yeah.
clean it out. And when you look in these bushes, every now and then you see a tall, stately tree that come out of the jungle, right? And you wonder why they chop down everything and clean it up, why they not keep some of the trees. But anyway,
I
to
get-
do that, they need to come and see
They
it.
would, they would need a permit, like I said, whenever they will be using the tree. Now to clear it, there's this thing that under the environmental act, I think there's the environmental clearance plan. It is
The ENA regulation.
The regulation whereby once it's 300 acres and above, they need to have this done, and that
Okay.
is when they do go to the Department of Environment. Nonetheless, whenever they submit their application to us, that is where we review the acreage that they want, and then that is where they recommended whether or not they need to do an environmental assessment, they need to do an ECP, or we can proceed as is. So
Okay.
those are the checks and balances that we knew whenever these applications are submitted to the office.
Let's get into the process of getting
The
a
licenses.
license. I know there are different types, and I would imagine each one probably has its own requirements, but let's touch on that.
Okay, I can dive into the short term, and then Ms. Florencia can go into
Okay.
the long term, so you don't get confused with the two different processes.
I probably still get confused, but let's try.
I'll start with the shortest one, which is the petty permit.
Okay.
That one is for a one-time use, basically, that you get. That's for a tree, nothing exceeding $50. So that one, basically, you submit your land documents to the office, and there's an application form that you fill in, and that's something that's processed. An inspection is conducted.
Do you have to own the land? You have to have
Okay.
proof of title, or?
You have to have proof of title.
Okay.
You have to have a survey plan. If it's not in your name, you have to have an authorization.
Okay.
A copy of the Social Security, a scanned copy of the Social Security.
Okay.
The authorization letter must be signed by a justice of the peace. So all of these things are submitted to the office. Why, you might ask yourself, because there are times that Miss Florencia might say, I gave her an authorization, and I did not. And then when she comes in and she visits
do
her
you?
office, then the department can be taken to court.
So this is if cut down one tree.
And for all the other short-term licenses as well. There's a permit that you fill in for the short-term. There you buy a $10 stamp. You place it in there. You bring in all the respective documents. This is submitted at the range offices. Once the range offices see that all of your documents are in order, they go out and do an inspection. They submit a report then to Ms. Florencia's program, which is in Belmopan, and then these licenses are then processed.
What are they looking for during this inspection?
One, to see that it is the correct area, so that the survey plan or the survey map that they submitted
It's all
is indeed
corresponding.
there. Very importantly, that they have trees. Because there are instances that they submit an area, and we go there and do the inspection, there's no tree.
Well,
Yeah.
what's the point?
I guess that they just want to get a license.
make sure
make
that-
sure that they have a license.
Yeah.
So we
I
have
suppose
to
there's
ensure.
one tree there.
Well, that is
Because
that
bush
is part
and
of the
one tree.
report and recommendation. Then they get a petty permit if that's all that they need.
Okay.
So we have to ensure that they have trees. We have to ensure that it's in the correct location. We have to ensure what species they have, because if a permit does not have mahogany, then we will only give them the license for the other species, which might be Santa Maria, a bully tree, or whatever they have. So even that is considered whenever they go out there.
Okay. What about the ecosystem of the area, the different animals that rely on the trees? Maybe if there's nesting in that area, is that a consideration?
Well, whenever they go out and do the inspection, the
Yeah.
guys need to go in and ensure that all of these things are taken care of, and then they're reported. And then based on that, we go ahead and then we issue the license with
Okay.
certain considerations. Because there are times too that whenever we give the short-term licenses, it clearly states it's only for these 3 species, because those are the only 3 species. Perhaps only Santa Maria, cabbage bark. That's the only 2 species that they have. Then the license reflects that we only give them permission for those species. We cannot give a license that will have for all the species, because then of course that will open other doors and other venues.
Fruit trees, mangoes,
Yeah.
Can I just cut down my mango trees, clear it? Yeah, license required, not required.
If it's just for a tree and it's only for sanitation purposes within your yard, you can go ahead and cut your mango tree.
Okay.
Once it's not used for commercial purposes.
Okay.
So if I'm clearing, I can cut my trees. But the minute I will take those trees and I will convert it and get lumber, then we need to get a permit from the department.
Why I think we ask that is that we have this whole environmental issue now, and the what they call it, carbon footprint, and the more trees you have, the more,
more clean
carbon
the air.
you could clean the air and so on. So, you know, we should watch every tree now. I mean, no matter where it is.
Yeah.
Is that affecting you in any way, this whole environmental issue? Is that, you think that's being discussed?
With the carbon footprint,
Yeah.
I know that we have and that's key, and that's why when you said when we clear everything, because we have a reforestation program, a restoration program ongoing, and that's the reason why we do not encourage cutting like the bush sticks, because then we want to go back and plant, and then we're cutting the same trees that can grow. But yes, it does affect us when it comes to carbon.
Sure.
It does affect us, but again, there's the whole carbon regime, and we have to see where this is applicable. In most cases, this will be applicable in large tracts of areas, like in the reserves or in large private forest permits. That is when you will really see an impact with the carbon, or within corridors, or if you have a private land and you ensure that you keep it, and that is where we can see it. What is really affecting us is a lot of throughout the corridors that we have a lot of private lands, and they are now applying for licenses. So the issue we have now is that fragmentation within our corridors. The result that we have is what we see, the conflict, jaguar conflict that we have, issues with crocodiles themselves because of mangroves that are being cut. So those are the other effects that we are having because of people cutting down
Yeah.
trees. So environmentally, it does affect us, not only with the carbon, but also with our wildlife, with our fragmentation.
If I have a small property, maybe an acre by the roadside, has some trees on it, I have no idea what they are, and I buy it, and I want to build something, do I have to get your permission to clear it?
The 1 acre, yes, you do.
It's not even an acre, it's maybe 3/4 acre, something like that, and it has some trees on it, not very bushy. Does whoever buy it have to, and I will clear it out because I want to
No.
build on it? I don't need a permit from you, do I?
Not really, unless you will be using the trees for your own commercial
I use them
purposes.
to hold up the cement.
But
in
remember that whenever you're doing land clearance, it's Department of Environment, it's Forest Department. When it comes to our end, it will be licensed for the trees. When it comes to DOE, they will look at other things, and then you might need other
Well,
permits.
this would already be in a village. So the lot next to me done clear, the other one done clear, you know. So I don't think I need to get any.
So it's in a residential.
Yeah.
It's a residential. You won't really need it unless, like I said, you will use any tree that's in there.
Okay, okay. So who do I go to get this license? How do I get this license?
Okay, we have all the range offices. You go in there and you can get an application form. They have a checklist like the ones that I had mentioned previously. And this one that we're showing now is the approval, but for the long-term forest licenses that we have. For the short-term, basically you go in, you apply, you fill in that application form, there's a checklist, you put a $10 stamp. If it's not your land, then you get the proper authorizations from the landowners. When you bring in your documents, then a letter will be issued from the department so that you go to LIC, and then you can get a map from there, an official map from them. And based on that, then we go ahead and proceed and give you the license.
Do you have like a website? I could go there and.
Yes, we have the Forest Department website. We have our Forest Department Facebook page. But our website, you can download the different application forms that we have.
Yeah.
So it's pretty easy, and
They're
we are
pretty
working
easy
on
to
it.
Contact you. And
Yes.
this is anywhere in the country. I mean,
Yes.
you have offices.
Yes, we have offices in 6. We have in Orange Rock, of course, Balmopan. We have San Ignacio. We have in Mountain, Pine Ridge, Douglas de Silva. We have in Savannah, and we have in Machaca. Savannah is in Mango Creek.
I just thought of something. What about taxes? You check on that? If the
We-
taxes are paid up
yes.
on the property?
Yes. Flora, you can jump in. Yes, we do ensure because they need to submit a tax statement, a land tax statement, to show that they have paid their
That they're up
taxes
to date,
before
yeah.
consideration is given.
Do you have to be a Belizean to get a license?
Once you own the property,
Okay.
then you can get it.
Okay.
We have to ensure that the legal aspect of that is fulfilled.
Is there a particular way you want these trees cut down?
No,
Or
it
you don't want to-
depends.
You just bulldoze them down if you want, or
It depends on the developer.
okay, so you're not particular. Which is the most protected tree in Belize?
The mahogany or national tree.
Well, one tree. Is there one tree in Belize or two? Or, you know, other countries have like the sequoias in the national parks and in the United States. You know, the huge trees, the 200 years old or whatever. Do we have a record of trees like that here? I know the one by Belmopan.
The one by Guanacaste, there was
Guanacaste, I
a big
know.
issue when they
That one
did fall
coming.
the tree.
So if I come for a license to cut that down, I know I get it.
Nah, you don't get it.
Don't even bother. When it comes to these major lumber companies or the extractors, right? Do they have any sort of responsibility to replant in order to maintain their license?
So it depends. So for example, with the long-term forest licenses, sustainable forest management is a form of restoration because whenever you open the canopy in the forest, it's that same light that enters the forest is what allows the seedlings, because a lot of the timber species, they need that seedling to grow. But however, if we at the Forest Department do our checks and we recognize that, for example, maybe this area under a license requires some assisted regeneration, then there are conditions that we can impose on them for them to do some sort of silvicultural treatment to enhance the regeneration that is lacking or probably not as sufficient enough, in our view, to maintain the forest stocks that are there within the area.
Okay.
So there is that condition and provision there, and that's why it's important that we as the Forest Department monitor these areas so we're able to make that technical assessment to be able to advise these companies on what they have to do to be able to
You
assist
mentioned
there.
the stamp, right? But what are the other costs associated with obtaining a license, long-term and short-term?
So it depends. With the short-term forest license, we have what we call the administrative fee,
Yeah.
which is dependent on the acreage because we would need to know, for example, how much resources we need to invest to monitor those areas. We also have what we call the initial payment, which would be sort of like a credit towards the material that would be extracted from these areas. So that's something that we explain to whenever someone comes to apply for a license, that they would see a hefty fine where it's like, okay, well, the administrative fee is to cover the monitoring costs. We have the initial payment, which is sort of like a credit. So whenever you're taking out material, you are going to be charged, and that amount will be deducted from what you had already paid. So it's not that substantial a cost as some persons would probably think for the short-term licenses. And now when it comes to long-term forest licenses, we have the same administrative fee, again, to cover monitoring of these licensed areas. We have the initial payment, again, which would be credit towards the royalties. And we have what is called a cutting permit fee, which would be the fee that they would have to pay if the annual plan was approved and they can commence harvesting operations.
In order to have a license, do you have to be trained or educated on different trees? Do you need to be assured that they know what to cut, what not to cut, and how, and understand the sustainability plan? You know, because you don't want people who just see trees as money, just, you know, pillaging all of it. You want to make sure that they understand a little bit about the environment before they go in.
And that is the key difference we have between the two licenses.
Okay.
With the short-term license that I explained, that is a 1 year or less than a year, then people would go in and cut, and that is where people only see money, right? But then when you have the long-term licenses, that is the sustainable
Yeah,
licenses. Now there, because it's for 20 to 40 years, then they have to invest. They have to have a trained forester
Okay.
who knows what they're doing, who is the technical person out there to see what they will cut, because it's not everything that they will cut.
Right.
It is basically selective logging.
Yes.
Based on the different criteria and models and things and tests that they have and an annual operational plan that they submit. So that is the difference between the short and the long.
And there's also a wrong and a right way to cut a tree, right? To
That's what I
minimize
mean, yeah.
incidents.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You don't know what you're doing, you can.
Yeah, they have to have people that, one, know the tree, Two, they have laborers with them that
Yeah.
know to do the directional felling.
Right.
And they
Uh-huh.
also, and when we come to some of these long terms, they also consider traditional knowledge as moon. When it's a time full moon or new moon, to cut trees or not to cut trees. So all of that is encompassed within long-term licenses.
Okay.
Okay. Coconut boy, consider a tree.
It's a palm.
I got some in my yard, but they're prickly, you know that. Right?
Yes.
They're
Yes.
also
I want
delicious.
to cut them down. I want to cut down some.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies, for coming in and educating us. Mrs. Yanira Pop, Acting Chief Forest Officer, and Ms. Florence Aguero, Forest Officer. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
too.
Yeah. We'll be back and we'll be talking now, getting into the September celebrations, and what a lot of us look forward to is the Expo.
That's right. When we come back.
Good morning, Belize. The country was mostly free from rainfall activity last night through to early this morning. Warm and mostly dry weather conditions prevail. The 24-hour forecast, mostly sunny and warm today and partly cloudy skies tonight. Showers will be isolated with a medium chance of a few more along with an isolated thunderstorm developing over the south tonight. The maximum temperatures for today will reach 89 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, will be a bit hotter inland, reaching to 95 degrees Fahrenheit, and a little cooler up in the hills around 82 degrees Fahrenheit. The low temperatures for tonight will drop to around 83 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 74 inland, and 68 up in the hills. The winds will be from the east at 10 to 15 knots, and the sea conditions will be light chop. A low tide will occur this morning at 10:52, followed by a high tide this evening at 4:51, another low tide tonight at 9:12, and another high tide early tomorrow morning at 3:40. The sun rose early this morning at 5:36 and will set this evening at 6:15. The moon will rise this afternoon at 12:40 and will set tonight at 11:49. In the sargassum forecast, there's a high chance that more sargassum mats could drift ashore, producing moderate to major impacts over coastal destinations across the country during the next few days. The outlook for Friday and Friday night, skies will be cloudy at times. Showers or thunderstorms will be generally isolated, with a few more possible over the south Friday night. In the tropical weather outlook, tropical cyclone development is not expected over our area during the next 48 hours. For a review of our forecast and other products, please visit our website at nms.gov.bz. Our next forecast comes out at 12 p.m. this afternoon. With that, we end this morning's forecast from the Belize National Met Service.
Welcome back, everybody. This is The Morning Show, live from our studios in Belize City. I'm Ernesto with Miss Tamar, and we have some guests in studio, and Tamar will have the pleasure of introducing them.
Don't mind if I do. We want to welcome Mrs. Kim Aikman, CEO with the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We have Mr. Andrew Usher, Marketing and PR Manager with BCCI as well, and Miss Aisha Trapp. She is the Marketing Manager with Suncast. Good morning.
Good
And
morning.
Good morning.
welcome. Listen, the countdown to the expo is on.
Yes.
We are all excited. You know, the media, we live for events like these, right? And me and Ernesta, we were talking about the history of this expo 30 years ago.
Yes.
Who and when
You
this
never banned
idea came, we'll leave that unanswered for now. We'll leave that unanswered for now. But where did this idea come from to have this grand space, bringing out all these businesses and basically putting them all in one place and having Belizeans come to this event?
Well, good morning, and good morning, Belize. And yes, the expo is on, so you know that we are in full gear.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I think I'll check my paper because my brain at this early morning, 1996, at a planning meeting for the Festival Grand Market. I know, Ernesto, you'll remember that, Tamar, you don't know.
I participated.
You wouldn't know
for a
about
few
that, but
years.
at that planning meeting, the chamber was asked if they would be able to put on a consumer show because the Festival Grand Market had run its course. And so, being the chamber, as we are, we took up the challenge and we started in 1996 with the expo. It was at the HDC, in front of the HDC gymnasium, and we had probably about 66 booths
Yeah.
at that time.
I used to participate in that inside.
Yes.
I had my business then.
Yes.
We used to do it.
So we started there and we stayed at the HJC gymnasium until 2009. But it grew so much that we not only took up the outside, we took over the entire
Inside.
gymnasium.
It started inside, I think.
No, it had just right in
Outside.
front.
Then it went
and then we
inside.
went inside and in front. And we outgrew that. At the time, in 2010, we moved to the IT Vet campus, which we used the entire campus, including the football field. And again, we outgrew that. And we stayed there until 2018. And 2019, we moved to the Marianne Jones. And it's
Been there.
right now, it's been there since then, and it will be there today. I mean, this year.
You might outgrow that too, because the crocodile might get upset with you.
Well, actually, there has been quite a bit of work being
Okay,
done
yeah.
on that grounds. I have to commend the National Sports Council because they have cleared out that grounds, and we have partnered with them, and we've put in quite a bit of landfill, and we did it early this year so that the rain can set it and
Yeah.
pack it. So we have been doing work there on the grounds. I want to say I have a list of businesses that started with us in 1996, but there are some companies that have been with us for the 30 years. We have James Brody. At the time we had BTL, I think it's now Digi, and they are with us. Love FM, Creme, they've been with us for all this time. Marie Sharps is one of the businesses. Boyne and Boyne is big. The Wood Depot with Mr. Mena, he's been there. Western Dairy, Western Union. I can't leave out Western Union. The Chambers Western Union has been there since its inception. So, and we have these businesses who continue to be with us. Today we have with us Suncast. They were with us. They took a little hiatus, but we're so happy to have them back with us at this year's expo.
Be careful, they look forward to us, especially
Of
if
course.
like
Definitely.
Suncast,
Of
you know.
course.
Sure.
I could get my toilet paper cheaper.
Yes, yes, you can get
And
a
so
lot
much
of
more.
things, so much more. Suncast is celebrating 100 years this year, and every year, Miss Kim and Andrew there. Are you guys coming this year? We took a long hiatus, 15 years since we've not been at the expo.
Really?
Yes. So we are back, and we are back bigger. When I told Miss Louisa, I said, let's go back to the expo. And she said, okay, well, we're going back. We have to go big or go home. So we're going big. We have some great deals. We have new products that we want to launch. And Of course, City Toilet Paper is right there, a new brand Snuggle. We have a new brand Snuggle, yes. And of course, our featured brand is our Gaia Dutch cheese for the expo and many
Oh,
more.
really?
Yes, so
Well,
we have
you
our
know.
Blue Rooster highlighting our Gaia Dutch cheese there. So and we have, we were talking outside and we said we have to do a competition. We are going to tell you more about that later with our Gaia Dutch cheese. But so much more to look forward to at the expo. We have a raffle up to $3,000 in prizes, which includes a brand new Lenovo laptop. All you have to do is purchase our Gamesa biscuits. We have 10 $100 gift certificates that we're giving away. So our booth is the booth to be. You gotta be there at the 30 years of Expo.
Right.
I'm not going to ask you why you decided to leave for those years, but why did you decide to come back?
Okay, so like I had mentioned, it's our 100th anniversary, and we have to, it's a start of our celebration of our 100th anniversary, because we're doing 100 days of promotion, and that falls right into what we want to do for our 100th anniversary. So October, we are going to launch the promotions in our store, but what better way to start celebrating than going back to the Expo. And like I said, we have new products that we want to highlight, and that's a perfect platform to highlight those new products. And we also, we have the Gaia Dutch cheese, our traditional brand, the 7 C's, the Ovaltine, that we want to remind our consumers that we have the authentic brand of those products as well.
Miss Aisha, I just counted 5 booth spaces that Suncast will be. That Suncast will
Go
be
large or
spanning.
go home.
Yes,
5
go
booth
big or go
spaces.
home.
So
Yes,
that means you're gonna have a lot of Ovaltine, a lot of Snuggle, a lot of Gaia.
Lata Dutch Lady, yes, and we have a booth specifically for sampling, and we're going to be pairing our Doritos with our Gaia dip. So we're going to have Doritos Loco, which you gotta try it.
Come, make a right this. What time the booth open?
So that's what I wanted to say too. So we have listened to, because every year after the expo we do a postmortem, and we listen to what our exhibitors are saying and what our visitors are saying. So this year we'll open at 10. And we close at 7. So normally we would be closing at 5. We'll close at 7 over the 2 days. Yes, we're opening later and going until
That's
later
true.
on.
I think people come out later.
Later,
That's
yes.
the point. Yeah.
And as I always tell them, the expo and the weather, we have a love-hate
You're right.
relationship. And we...
Can we expect our usual little
But you're a little earlier this year, aren't you?
10?
Yes, last year
well,
it was the 17th
yes,
and 18th.
yes.
Okay.
So we're a little earlier, but we do have a love-hate
No, I mean,
relationship.
because of the rains,
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, because of the rain.
We've come to expect it now. We might as well put it on the flyer.
It won't be expo without a little drizzle. Well, we're hoping it's either very hot or sometimes it rains. We're hoping that the gods smile down on us. But we've done the work to try to mitigate. We've, as I said, the National Sports Council have cleared out. We've emptied out a lot of the water, the grass, that kept in the water there. We've filled. We've put in a lot of landfill, and we hope that people start thinking how to mitigate.
Yeah.
Like, we've used pallets and the
Being
grounds
prepared.
of the be prepared for it. The chamber has a bit of those plastic raincoats in case. We have a few. It's not to give the 14,000 people, but you would have people who would probably need. So we have those just in case, but we're hoping that it doesn't. And
We got to be weather smart.
right,
Climate smart.
some of the things we even thought about because of the weather was, should we move the expo to September and put it in a more predictable month, March, February,
I would be
whatever.
willing to. I wouldn't have mind. Would try it.
Well, we polled because we don't just do whatever. We polled our exhibitors, we polled visitors.
Yeah.
What do you think they said?
September it is.
It is
a part
a
of the-
vein.
It's a part of the
It's a part of the celebration.
Right.
Yeah.
Andrew, let
They
me
don't
ask.
want to move.
One of the things I've enjoyed about Expo in recent years are all the small businesses. It gives them an opportunity to be visible
A
on this
lot of them
national
come out.
scale. But I have missed some of the larger, supply stores like Sim
Suncast.
Suncast and so on, right? So tell us what the plans are to balance those two things, making sure you have the big, the small, and all the in betweens.
You know, we do have an active membership team that does outreach and tries to get a good variety of exhibitors to come to the event. I think over the years, people have gotten used to the micro and small businesses, MSMEs, because they've been so active and interested in coming to the event.
Too.
You know, the expo is an event to not necessarily just show up and make sales, but to also grow your brand. So you're coming out there and you might be starting out small, and depending on how you progress and the type of feedback that you get and the networking that you do, because it's not necessarily just about making sales, it's about meeting the people that you can build that relationship and continue it to grow your business and over time, become what you'd want to be, which is large, right? So over the years, we've done a lot of outreach. We've contacted the MSMEs as well as the large businesses to come out and to give more of what we think is a better variety to the public, right? So for this year, we've always had commercial spaces, we've had micro spaces, we've had the alcoholic beverage spaces, we've had the food spaces, and people don't realize that it's not necessarily just about buying, it's also about the services. So we do have educational institutions, financial institutions coming out there and being part of the event. We have a couple of the NGOs as well as the embassies that will be out there as well. And that's always been a part of Expo. So it's not necessarily just about business, it's more of a holistic approach in getting people to learn what's available in the market and how they can, benefit from that. One of the things that we have been looking forward to this year is welcoming people back with open arms and, of course, giving them variety and deals. We typically hear whenever people go to any event, they want to know what's free or what's on a deal, right? And so that's what we've been requesting. We're pushing the 30 narrative to our exhibitors this year to say, hey, it's our 30th anniversary. We want to know what you can do that's 30 related. So whether it's giving a prize to the 30th customer, giving 30% discount if you can, incorporating some version of 30 into your marketing. Speaking of marketing, we even have a competition internally for those exhibitors to market themselves. We actually have a prize for the company that we will see and believe that has done the best marketing leading up to the event. So we're not necessarily just asking them to give back, we're giving back to them as well. And of course the raffles that we have this year, because we do have some great prizes that have been donated. I think we have about 60 so far, if I'm not mistaken. And they range from monetary prizes to overnight stays to, of course, electronics and different products and services. So again, we're just hoping that people really tune in to what we've been, the message that we've been sharing, both on social media, online, and coming on the morning show, that this year is an event that you don't want to miss. Our price remains the same as last year, which is $5 for kids and $7 for adults. That only recently went up last year because we had to make that change. We were at, I think, 3 and 5 for about 10 to 15 years. About that.
12 years.
And so we decided last year to raise the prices, and while we did see a change, it was a change for the better. And so for us, we say, you know what, this year we really wanted to give back to the exhibitors and to everyone that's coming, and we're hoping that people will come out on the 12th and 13th. Of course, we're encouraging everybody to come. And we have different things that you might not have expected to be out there that will be. And getting there isn't going to be necessarily difficult because we've also partnered with Tuk Tuk Belize to have services coming from around Digi Park to the event, from around the Paloti area to the event, and from the northern, I think, around Publix on the Northern Highway to the event. So we're giving people opportunities to come to the event that they might not have had before if they're worried about parking or getting there. I mean, basically saying you don't have an excuse to come.
Parking is, that place is full. Yeah.
I know it's beneficial for these businesses to be out there, but it's also challenging, right? It takes a lot out of a business. It takes months of planning.
Yeah.
What kind of effort is being made to attract businesses from outside of Belize City, let's say from Toledo, let's say from Cayo, because, it is also an opportunity for more cultural exchange, right? And experiencing things that I might not be able to see because I don't go to these districts very often. Is there any effort to attract?
again, our membership team has done a stellar job of being able to attract people, and we start early. You know, Expo takes a lot of planning months in advance,
Yeah.
and so even when we're hosting events in, you know, maybe March or Made in Belize that we had previously, we've been advertising and highlighting Expo and the fact that exhibitors there can actually pre-book before they come to Expo. So that was one of the things where we were in Belmopan. We had people coming from Belmopan to be exhibitors as well as out district. They were invited in advance to pre-book to be a part of the event. We also go in our list that we've had from previous years. So exhibitors from 2023, 2024, 2025, reached out to them. Those that might be interested, we reach out to them. Those that are not interested, we still reach out to them and give them the opportunity to come back and be a part of the event. And we also do cold calls. So we'll go through the, because people still use the phone book, so we go through the phone book and we look at businesses that might have not necessarily been to the expo, and we say, you know what, well, maybe we can give them a call, word of mouth. We go on social media, we scour everything that we have access to that would give us the opportunity to see these businesses and be able to reach out to them. So there's definitely a lot that's being done.
Crooked Tree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Crooked Tree could come. Well, the cashew seems to be in scarce supply this year.
Yeah.
But we also, in addition to what Andrew is saying, we have a chapter of the chamber in Toledo, and they have been very active. So whatever, and they have quite a bit of businesses there too that they're reaching out to. So, I mean, we have been trying to include everybody, and both Marie Sharps has been with us forever since we started, and they're looking this year, they're doing kind of like a hot wings competition, who can eat the hottest wings now at their booth.
And
So-
they're celebrating 45
and
too.
they're
so-
celebrating 45.
45.
So
We had her in
it's-
our studio last week.
yes, and
Yeah.
we have Quality Poultry. I mean, these are people who have been with us from the inception, and they
Do-
have stayed.
Do you have any micro business that has been with you and you've seen them grow? I know you give awards. You know, if you have a history, go back, somebody
Yeah.
who came in 10 years ago selling the earring and still sell it at the
Right.
expo and still there, and you know, they deserve
We
a
have
big up.
quite a few because we have like Lord Designs, Kaj Jewelry, Sol. That
Mhm,
Sol.
Sol.
We have seen them really grow, and they started out with us as well. So
That's right.
And even
Yeah.
a small plug for Hey Abs, because
Hey
Hey
Abs.
Abs has participated with us for some
He
time,
comes-
and they've actually been consecutive winners in terms of, I think for the past 3 years, they've
Yes.
won some award from us for being a part of the event. So it's a testament to their level of confidence in their product and brand as well.
And although Tamara alluded to it, but from experience, I can tell you, it's like moving your company or your store from where it lives to somewhere and then
there.
bring it back.
Yes.
You need transport, you need staff, you need
The
people,
way-
you need to
yes,
set
you
it up.
need- you need a
And the
whole-
hardest part is when they're all over, you have to take it down back and move
everything.
it back.
Yes.
You know,
So that's
it's a lot of
it
work.
is a lot, and we have per day about 20 staff members from all different parts of our company. So we have inventory with the warehouse team, we have the marketing team, brand managers. So that day everybody just come together, and you know, we have to set up the Friday, and like you said, Sunday when it's over, it's
You
when
know,
to
it dries,
when
you
to
have
take
to
it down.
move it.
But you know, having the experience for the 15 years, it does, you know, lend the strategy of what you're going to do. So instead of having somebody work the entire 2 days, you know, you do it on shift. Or you have people from the warehouse starting to take down maybe some of the stocks that are not selling as fast on the Sunday, so that when it's over, then you only, you know, have the ones that are left on the shelf. So you have different strategies that you've learned over the years of how to maneuver. But we're excited to go back, and I know people have been waiting to hear us go back, and we are coming with the deals. We have, like I say, the brands that people love and trust, or authentic brands. You could look out for that. And like we mentioned, we are going to have a competition on stage with our garnaches featuring our the Gaya.cheese. So
Oh, you're going Garnaches.
yes,
Ketchup or no ketchup?
that's
Yeah.
You may have to bring that up. No ketchup.
Yeah.
So we are going to have that along with, hence the reason why we said up to $3,000 in prices, incorporating the 30 for the 30 years of Expo, and then our 100th anniversary, the $100 gift certificate. And we do have some surprises, you know, coming up, leading up to the Expo, that you, our viewers, and I know that I'm going to hear my name ring everywhere that I turn, because they're going to say, where have you been? We were waiting on you guys, and we want to see that crowd, that love. That's the reason why I do what I do, and my team does this, because you meet so many people from all different parts, and I really love to hear. I saw you on TV, and you said that you were going to give away this, and I said yes, it's right here, and we have enough of it for you to get.
The free thing, I don't want to. I get it. I go to Expo, we have to get enough pain.
Velocity.
So I got pain all over the place. You know, the first thing I look like I buy something. You got any pain?
It would be so nice to do a little challenge, you know. You carry your bag, I carry mine.
I say,
You could go for the free thing, I could go for the cheap thing.
Well, actually, that's a good idea. We could do that.
Yeah.
And we can't forget the entertainment too, Ms.
Oh,
Kim,
well,
because definitely I think, you know, one of the
one of the highlights.
Yeah, one of the highlights of the event is also the entertainment on either day. So we did cut back on the entertainers this year, the artists this year, but we are going to have Super G back on Sunday. I do believe everybody expects him on Sunday evening, so he is going to be coming out as well. And of course, Super Fira is going to be out there. They're the primary band that are going to be there on both days to play. And we're also going to have Vida Max, so he's going to be there on Saturday performing as well. So it's definitely a good round.
I know you.
Yeah,
Super
definitely.
Fury
I
is
know
a
they
good
don't
one.
really poll afterwards how many came and so on. It'll be good.
Yeah.
You got a lot of people not going to go shop, you know. They're only going to go
For the
go
entertainment.
fast and drink
The
drink
social
the beer, socialize.
Yeah.
A big crowd going to that.
Actually, when we did the poll to move it out of September, that's when we realized how many diaspora, Belizean diaspora, use it as a meetup point.
Yes.
Because that's where they meet. So it's
And
a
don't
part
forget
of
the
our
lunch too.
celebration.
We got it for the lunch,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
Food.
and the food and dry.
Yeah, definitely the
We
rice
have
and beans, the tacos,
the
yeah,
tacos,
everything.
the variety will be there.
It's a family event too, guys. So, you know, you see everybody there. You have a portion for the kids. You have a portion for,
Yeah.
you know,
I don't
it's a
know
family
case,
event.
somebody lost their kid or so.
That's part of the excitement.
It happened.
You have a point.
Yes, that
Drop
happened.
off
The good thing is we have a lot of security out there. on the ground, so-
We have a lot of security. We are around. We've had cases where children,
Wonder
or if
how-
we see a child, wonder, where is your mom? Then they don't know. So yes, we have, and we take them to the
Mom, they
stage.
by
we
the
end
bar.
up- Well, actually, a lot of times the moms are shopping and the kids get distracted and wander off with something. So yes, we do have maximum security out there, and you know, we look
Well,
forward
looking
to
forward to
welcome.
it, and I'm sure this will come up for the next few, and our show for the next few days.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Other
Yes.
companies will come and promote their
Yes.
thing. Thanks very much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you, Val.
Miss,
Thank you. We look
um,
forward to having you
Mrs.
at the
Aikman,
expo.
Mr.
Okay.
Usher, and of course, Ms. Trapp.
Aisha. You have
Thank
been around for a while. You used to come a lot. Come. Tell me about your cheese.
All right. We got to take a break. It's 4 minutes past 8. We'll be
back and talk about electric motors.
Yeah, we'll be right
they
back.
might probably be out there at the expo. We'll be right back, folks. We're back, folks. We're back, and as we promised you, we'll be talking about, electric vehicles and Evolution Motors. And who's representing Evolution Motors?
We have Evolution Limited, and representing them this morning, we have Isani Napata. He is the program coordinator, and we have Mrs. Claudia Miranda. She is the manager. And we're going to find out more about Evolution Limited, what they do, the products they have, and we've heard about an opportunity for persons who want to use an electric vehicle to run a taxi or operate a taxi business. So let's find out more about that. Good morning. Welcome. It's so great to have you here.
Good morning.
We always get excited about anything tech, anything future, anything like that. We do get very excited about. So talk to us about Evolution. What is it that you, first of all, where are you located?
We are at 1.5 miles Philip Golson Highway, right beside Puma.
Okay,
Puma.
I think we've all seen the compound, right?
Yes,
right there.
the white vehicles.
Practically new. The vehicles are in the lot.
Yes.
Okay.
That is us, yes.
And you guys bring in electric vehicles?
We are 100% electric vehicle dealership. We are the only one that have 100%. And we do bring in different, models. We bring in from crossovers, minis, SUVs. We have pickups. We have flatbeds. We have 7-seater vans, 11-seater vans, 16-seater vans. We have access to buses, e-buses, like the ones you see with the City Council. And we also now are incorporating the taxi program, which is a rent-to-own taxi project that we want to share.
That's the one I'm seeing there on the...
Yes, that's the taxi, yes.
Interesting.
That's a sedan. It's a sedan. It's a Chevy platform sedan.
Okay.
And we are doing the program for all taxi drivers that would want to come on board.
Isani, how does the program work for taxi?
The program works by us having the meetings with the taxi drivers. Of course, we have to educate them on what they're getting. So after that, they would sign the application form. In the application form, it's a normal application form. You name your details, of course, but we ask for 4 things besides that. That's your social, your license, a police record, and a utility bill. After that, we have a screening process because we have to select people, you know, who are disciplined,
Yeah.
who are actually individuals who push in the taxi business, who are professionals in the taxi business.
So you're looking for experienced taxi operators.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, someone who wants to update their vehicle and upgrade their service.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
After that, after the screening process, if you are selected, then you join the taxi program. You have two options. The first is the down payment of $3,500, and that covers your charger, the materials for your charger, the labor, the insurance, and other stuff. And then you go to $75 a day for 6 days a week, and that would be 40 months. The next
Okay.
option is you pay down $1,000, and then we finance for the next 12 weeks, we finance the rest of the deposit. So you'll pay an extra $35 on top of your $75 a day,
Okay.
which would be $110 a day for 12 weeks.
So if you don't have the full $3,500, you have the option to just put down $1,000
Yes,
to
ma'am.
get started.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And this is because it's harder for taxi drivers, well, you know, they are independent workers,
Yeah.
to find finance from a
Banking
formalized
institution, right.
financial institution.
Now, what do they need to have at home in
Yeah.
order to be able to?
What are they
Well,
responsible?
Yeah.
they'll have a 220 outlet, of course, but
Okay.
another thing in the screening process is we're looking for individuals who own their home and have space to put the vehicle, you know, because if you're renting, maybe your landlord would say,
Yeah,
you can't,
keep it out on the street and all that.
and then you can't adapt the charger to the home because the landlord doesn't want that, you know.
But most people go only 220 AC or dryer.
Yes.
It shouldn't be too hard.
If I may, the homes already come with a 220
Yeah.
connectivity option within the box. But it's for the electrician to take it out
Yes.
and bring a 220, literally the socket,
Yeah, the
not the
outlet.
outlet itself.
The outlet
Okay.
first.
So that is what our electrician
So
should do.
you can't charge us by a bedhead like how you do it for
No, not a 110.
Yeah.
It should be a 220.
That's simple process, man. For electric, not for me, but for electricians.
So, but I know that some places that they rent from
Okay.
will allow. It's just that we are looking for the security
Of course.
of the item, your home,
Yeah.
the safety, and the vehicle, and to be well kept overnight.
Got it. Okay. And this, you say it's a 40-month plan?
Yes,
It's a
ma'am.
40-month plan.
40 months.
After 40 months, you own your vehicle
Yes,
outright?
ma'am.
You will
Okay.
own your vehicle, yes.
Okay.
If I'm listening and thinking about it, why should I do this?
Well,
Besides what I have now,
well,
what are the
because
advantages?
Well, because firstly, you'll save a lot of money. I know that with taxi drivers, we have a thing whereby we say that they have 3 expenses each day. Their fuel, their rent, and then, well, not an expense, but the rest of money goes to them. Right now, they're paying $50 in rent. Most of the taxi drivers that we've spoken to pay $50 in
This
rent.
is true.
And then they have $100 for fuel each day. So that comes up to, if they run 7 days, $700, you know, compared to what they would pay in electricity. Next would be comfort for your passengers. You'll be in a new vehicle, so your passengers will be more comfortable, and then you'll also garner more passengers, you know, because they'll want that comfort. And lastly, who now has something new, you know? So this is the methods, or I would say the ways that we have to use to garner the
What
taxi
kind
support.
of technical support exists for a driver who wants one of these vehicles?
Well, we have a partnership with Westrack for anything mechanical. And when it comes to technical support, we have our technicians who have fixed every issue that has come along since our time of opening.
Okay, so I don't have to worry that I will have an issue and I don't know how to deal with it. The
No,
car gets
we have-
laid up.
We have that full support. And for the taxi, we are going beyond because we're looking at a fleet countrywide. This project should be countrywide. And we're looking at a fleet of maybe 25 or more to start. And we will have the full part, support, and everything else because we understand that when taxis operate, downtime should be minimal.
Correct.
To none, right? And that is what the taxi offers. That is 20,000 less moving parts in an EV.
Yeah, it's-
So
I
it
see.
will, yes. So for the experience we have had, the taxi is running for 8 months, one of them, and he have not had any issue other than a light.
Isani, you mentioned that initial down payment of $3,500 covers insurance. does that mean that when I get my car, it is already insured for the first year?
For the first 3 months.
For the-
After
okay.
that, you pay your insurance daily. It is incorporated in the $75
Have you
a day.
got your numbers that I will be able to charge less to the passenger?
Yes, the beauty with we have done a survey and the analysis for the past 8 months on the taxi that is already operating, and he does a daily
That's a yellow one,
quota.
huh?
The
Yeah,
yellow
I
one,
think
yes.
I've
the
seen
yellow
it.
checkers,
I've seen it.
Yes, it look official.
Yes, it looks so nice. He does $15 a day, 15 maybe $20 on a heavy day per day.
For
Against-
charging
yes,
the cars?
that's it.
Oh,
That's
okay.
it. So he does that on every day. Every day he taps up. I can say tap up because sometimes when he goes to the station, to the charging station or at home, then he will reach with about 40, 50 or 60%. So he only needs to tap up. So it will depend on the tap up that he
Could he,
requires.
so far, could he run all the...
And he
then just
runs
top
all
up
day
at
with
night?
that. Yes, he tap up at night.
At
yes.
night. Okay,
And then
good.
that with $15, he
That's some
goes
of
back
these
to
things
100.
go a few thousand miles or so on a charge.
1,000
no,
miles?
No, not so much.
No, no,
about
a few
hundred.
500 to 500 miles.
This one is less. This one is about 250, 260,
260
miles. Yes, which
Is this a two-door sedan?
it's a 4-door.
Oh, it's a four-door.
And the
okay.
back, and the back is very
Okay.
spacious as well.
I was looking at it and it looked like one two-door from here, but...
No, it has
four
4 doors. There you go.
Yeah.
4
Yeah.
doors.
There you are.
And the back is it's a sedan like the taxis that they had before.
Yeah.
It's longer than Toyota Corolla.
And you're currently taking applications from taxi drivers who
Yes,
want
ma'am.
to.
Yes, and then we want to invite them first. The first step would be reach out to us. If we have not reached out to you via the different unions or the different taxi associations, then come to Evolution or call us. Can I share the numbers?
Sure.
Yes, they can call us at 280-8182, or our cell numbers are 678-8990 or 678-8994, and we will be more than happy to take on their names, send them the information, the place, the venue, the time, and they can come and give us their feedback. We don't
Okay.
want to just push the taxi on them. We want to have a good sit down and over some coffee and then have a discussion where we can assist them.
We have a culture of taxi drivers using their cars as a private vehicle. That's how it started. You know, they could actually refuse you not to take you because they use the car privately.
Yes.
And they want to use the car as a private. What we are doing here is making this into a business because you won't be driving around a yellow vehicle look like a taxi.
Well,
Because you should be a taxi, and that's why we ask for a license.
That's right.
Because if you don't have that C1, then
right.
we're not renting a
But
vehicle.
we have this
We have a
private-
business. Yes,
private
correct. That is
this
correct.
thing
Yes,
that we
sir.
have adopted
Well,
to
That
and
is correct.
used.
well, when it comes to the new implementation of the program that we're having, the vehicles will no longer be yellow and checkers. They will be white and they'll just have a green on the side, which will show that it's an e-taxi with Evolution on it, of course. And that will just be
But
a
it will
wrap.
say it'll know it's a taxi.
Yes, sir.
It will have a taxi on up above,
Yeah.
etc. Yes.
And that would be there for the 40 months until it's your vehicle and your choice to
You can
do what
change
you want.
whatever you want. on
Yes,
it.
you could do whatever you
Okay.
want to do.
Are there any similar opportunities for persons who want to own a vehicle privately from Evolution?
Well, the ownership will be through either cash or a financial institution. We
Okay.
have had 100% success rate with anyone that goes to any of the financial institutions. We have had great success because they take also into consideration the fact that you don't have that high fuel bill.
Yeah.
You will pay so much less. And the savings in an EV, in general, is 80-20. For every 100, you will be saving 80 and spending 20. So
Okay.
it's not the other way around.
You do have a range in your fleet. What's the price range?
That's right.
Is there
We-
something in my budget?
Well, the minis are, believe it or not, at about 35,000.
Oh.
Then we are looking towards an SUV around maybe 60 in
Okay.
the
Well,
late
that's
50s, top
comparable
60.
to what's out there.
Right now we have some for 70, which are being sold, selling, and then we have higher. We have the pickup for about 93, and we can go even more. We have luxury vehicles. We have access to any vehicle, to be honest, but those will be special order, which requires a deposit, etc. But we can do as high as you want
You have
in
any
the price
like
range.
small,
Yes.
well, mid-size delivery vehicles, little vans?
We have vans,
You know,
yes, at 76, 81, and plus. Yes, as I said, affordable. You know, we try to be affordable. We're here so that it's accessible to everyone.
Okay. We have seen the market expand with some, other companies doing the same, bringing in electric vehicles, some hybrids.
Yes.
So definitely we see that the industry is opening up. The market is opening up to include more of these types of vehicles. Do you foresee that in the next maybe 10, 15 years it's going to be majority?
I think
electric
so.
vehicles?
I think so. And then remember that Belize is signed on to the Paris Agreement that we are to, by 2030, have a certain level of EVs, and the percentage should increase. And I think we're heading there.
So getting one of these is basically you're doing a good thing.
You're doing a good thing, not only for your economy, for your pocket, which is a plus for
Personal
most
gain.
people, yes, but also for Belize, for emissions, less headaches with parts, less everything, pollution, and moving smartly.
Now, usually for every good thing, you're sacrificing something else, right? Pros comes with cons. What would you say could be?
I would say the time, compared to getting gas, you'll have to wait about 20 minutes to top up your battery. You just fill up in probably 2-3 minutes.
But there's still a way around that you can charge while you're sleeping.
Yes, which is overnight, which is always, yes, exactly.
You
plan a little more, and then people speak about, the rain.
I bring up the phone, but the same thing you do with your phone.
You charge it while you're sleeping.
Yes,
you tap it up, yes. But people would say about the rain, but an EV will do maybe to certain people 98% of their day or 95, never 100. You will always have a day that you have to take care of your item, your vehicle, your investment, and need to park it, or maybe if you want to go for in Guatemala City per se, then there are no charging stations there. But for the so much savings that you have saved in the year, you can afford to either swap a vehicle with a friend and say, hey, let's exchange. I'll give you my EV, and then
there are other
take a long road trip.
there are charging stations around the country, right? Are
Yes,
these
there are.
vehicles compatible with those stations, or do you need an adapter or anything?
You do need an adapter for the slow chargers.
Okay.
The fast chargers are compatible, yes. They're GBT.
Because you say, okay, I'm not going to Guatemala City, but suppose I get a passenger and say, I want to go to PG.
Yeah.
You can.
I want to
You
get
can.
$300 to come to PG right now.
Yeah,
I can't
be
go
more
up
than
and back
three,
because I
Papa.
run out.
But I could tap up. For
So
sure.
where in PG you have
Where we have Shaibel is the last stop there for BEL. Their charge and go stations, yes, sir.
okay, so you have to plan your trip.
You plan your
Yeah,
trip,
you
yes.
plan your trip.
Yeah, you fully charge before you reach Belize
and
City,
you
and then
plan.
you.
How long does it take to fully charge a vehicle?
It's about 6 hours.
6
but
hours to
if
charge
it's
it.
from zero, and you will never be at zero,
No.
so it's always
So
so
you're
much
looking
less.
at an
And
average
that's
like 3 hours
slow charge.
to really charge it up.
About
Because if you're
40,
at 40%
Correct.
or 30% or to even 20%.
Yes, sir.
Does it start to slow down when it?
Yeah, does the performance change as the battery life
doesn't.
decreases?
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Okay.
It's steady current.
You have hybrids?
We don't.
You don't have hybrids.
No.
You went straight.
If
We
you're
are
do
straight
it, if you're gonna do it, go all the
100%
way, right?
We are 100% from the beginning, and we're keeping it that way.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan. So you want to again remind us how
Taxi
if anybody
drivers.
interested, what you expect from me.
What do I
If I
expect
want
from-
somebody listening and say, "Oh, I want a car."
Oh, well, we have the application form. They could come to the office, or they can also come to the meetings that we're having. We're planning to have a meeting in PG on Monday, on Tuesday as well. So we'll start from the bottom and come all the way up. We've already have our meeting in the city, and we're planning a next one for the city. You could come to the meeting, you could listen, you could get the application form, fill out the application form with your details and the other 4 supporting documents, which are your license, social security, utility bill, and a police record. And yes, you go through the screening process. If you're selected, you have the 2 options you could choose, and you make your down payment. We sign the contract, and you're on for your 40 months.
What is a frequent question or concern by taxi drivers when it comes to the EVs?
Well, based on the first meeting that we've had,
Yeah.
it's most of the taxi drivers in the city say it's too small,
Oh, okay.
So it's been a thing whereby in this meeting first, we believe that we would just go there and present, but we also came to a realization during the meeting that it's more of something that we have to, yes, we're going to present what we have, but it should be more listening, you know, because we're not the
Getting
ones
feedback
out.
from
We're
them.
not the ones out there driving every day. We're not the ones picking up passengers, you know. So they have a better understanding than us. So the most of the feedback has been the vehicles are too small, and I believe that we can work with the taxi drivers to find something more compatible. But it won't be that we're just sourcing all sorts of vehicles, you know, because then that would be a headache.
But you see,
for
that's
us.
a cultural thing again, you know. That's a cultural thing because you go to Chatamala, like the cars are small.
Yeah.
But we want to squeeze 10 people in our litro, so we pay less. You know,
And then you
that
have the
is-
Dalavans, which are
Yes.
set already.
And in
with
my
the-
opinion, like a smaller vehicle doesn't necessarily mean less passenger space, right?
You could still seat 4 people.
Yes,
3 in the back
and
one in the
luggage
front,
at the back.
And the luggage. Well, but airport runs and so on.
I
I'm
guess
thinking about
that could be a challenge.
Yeah. What are you considering maybe offering I want a tour van or
Yes,
something like that?
that's the next thing that I was
Yeah.
getting to. We are planning to offer another option whereby it would be a 7-seater van as
Okay.
well on the rent to own. So that would make it more accessible to individuals who say, well, I
Prefer a van.
I
A
prefer a
7-seater
van and I
van would
want
be perfect for the airport.
Yeah.
Yes, and I
Yes.
want to
That'd be
fit more
perfect.
passengers, you know. I believe that this would be something because we also came to an understanding that individuals who drive taxis aren't just Toyota Corollas or small vehicles.
They're vans.
They're SUVs and they're vans. So why would I pay 40 months to get something that's smaller than I already have, you know?
True.
So we have to make it more accessible for each and every taxi driver, you know. So it's more about listening
Correct.
and opening more opportunities for these taxi drivers.
That's
as
an
well.
amazing approach. You know, being willing to, instead of trying to sell it off to somebody who, you know, wants something else or feel like they need something else, listening, having that
Yes.
open dialogue
Yes.
and figuring out how you can meet their needs. Okay. So, taxi drivers, if you're listening, you can reach out to.
To Miss Claudia or Isani at Evolution Limited, yes.
Okay, can they just stop in, drop by
Yes,
the
we're
office?
there.
or-
Yes, the office is open 8 to 5, and lunch we close at 12, but sometimes we're there too, so just a call.
Yeah. I have
Well,
to
there
say,
you go.
as
Maybe we
if
should get a partnership and we drop this.
they want experienced persons, I already thought about that.
But we could
They won't
drive.
accept our applications. They
could
want
drive.
people experienced in the taxi industry.
No man, we hire people for that. You will be president and I'll be vice president.
Okay. Okay. If we're
Yeah.
going to take, we
But
like,
you have to, get like 20 of them, one time. Make one
as long as we can afford the down payment.
Well,
Somebody could think about that, you know, creating a taxi
the thing
company.
is that the insurance and the contract makes you liable and contracted. So you, the owner, need to be the driver.
But if I came,
You
somebody
cannot
has,
take
maybe
it and
somebody
make
got some
somebody-
extra cash out there right now.
Yes,
Like
if
they
you
do
have
in
the full
US,
cash, then you
I'll
could.
come and see you and say,
Oh,
look,
yes, you could buy
I
the
will
whole
take 5 of them one
taxi.
time.
Yeah, buy,
I want
you
set
could
it
buy
up
the
one
whole fleet
company,
from us.
5
and-
vehicles, and then they will get
Well,
drivers
of
from
course.
them.
But it cannot be on a one-on-one contract. It has to be that the person would come and say, I want 5, we will sell you
Yeah,
5.
like me have a registered
Yes,
business
correct.
and,
Yes,
you know, hey, Beltray should look into something like that.
yes.
Agreed.
It's a good
Yeah.
MSME startup, things like that, you know. It's a plan.
We're going to, and when you think about it, in a few years, this is the direction we will all be going. So, get a head start.
The only thing you have to watch them because you're not here, I don't want to come behind you.
You do absolutely do not.
Yeah, they knock you down, you know.
No, you have a
That's why you
have
belong
a
to the
little-
sidewalk.
You have a little shine.
No, she not gonna shine down, like she don't.
No, the EVs have a shine.
Oh yeah, but yes, you know. And they
Thank
have
you.
the big screen inside all of that.
Yes,
sir.
Yeah, and the-
reverse
and the
cameras,
dashboard.
etc.
I was telling her I was riding one just a few days ago.
How did you feel inside?
Nice, no, but this was a big one.
Okay.
This guy buy the fancy one with the leather seats and the big screen inside and all kind of thing. You know.
Felt good,
And when
right?
you back it and drive it,
Uh-huh.
like you have a, I don't know if these one do it too. Like you have a drone over here, you see the vehicle.
Oh, the
And
360
when you
view?
fit in,
Yes.
yes,
Satellite
everything.
view.
Exactly, you see
Yes, sir.
everything, you know.
Yes, sir.
You
We
can't
have
sneak home
those
with that
options,
because
yes.
it's every,
No, because, well,
hey, your wife could put one truck up on that now also.
definitely.
Well, we have a tracker.
Thanks
Thanks
for
again for
coming.
coming,
Thank you so
Claudia.
much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you
I'm the
for having
manager
us.
of Evolution Limited and Isani Napata. And you're driving one, right?
Yes, one is
sir.
outside parked, yes.
Okay,
For your
nice.
view, please.
Yeah.
All right, what we'll do, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll be chatting with some of our queens from the Miss Black International Ambassadors. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Yes, this is the morning show. And as diverse as our people are, our show is also very diverse. We start with cycling, then we go on to chopping down trees. I mean, you can't go from one to the next. Then the Belize Marketplace.
We did.
You know, which is coming up. And we talk about electric vehicles.
And I don't know if you noticed,
Go ahead.
I'm sitting up a little straighter. Have you noticed? Since these ladies walked in, I now have posture.
And I suck in my belly.
And your voice got a little even deeper.
Definitely.
Anyway, I can't encourage you too much, so let me just go ahead and welcome our next guest to the studios. I have to admit, I know these ladies very well. I've had a chance to talk to them before their win.
Jealous or what?
I'm just telling you, I have a head start here. Miriam Abdul Kawi, good morning. She is Ms. Black International Ambassador 2026. Good morning, welcome. And Miss Diancy Ramklam, she is Miss Black Teen International Ambassador 2026.
Congratulations.
Newly crowned.
Thank you.
You ladies are glowing. How have you been handling the press tours, the early mornings? How has that been going?
It's been going well. I just remind myself of my why I wanted to do this was to represent Belize to the best of my ability. And so if there's a little resistance there, I'm like, I remember why I wanted to do this, and I feel encouraged, and I get that boost of energy, and I get myself going and moving. So I'm excited.
Thank you for that. All right, now, we know that a lot of pageants are happening, right? It's our celebration season. We have our patriotic pageants coming up. We recently had Miss Universe, Belize, being crowned as well. But this pageant, Ms. Black International, it's different in it for many reasons. But tell us what this pageant represents, how is it different from others, and what this crown means for you and for Belize.
Sure. So this pageant is different because the Miss Black International Ambassador pageant is a part of the Swade Foundation. That is a nonprofit that is in the States. So everything that we do in regards to the pageant is for the nonprofit. This pageant is community-based. It is to celebrate global change makers and community leaders. So if you are a community leader, someone who gives back to your community, you can be celebrated in this pageant. So every single woman that you saw on that stage is a person who has a feeding program, or they're giving away school supplies to their community. And they're not just doing this overnight. This is something that they have been doing in their community. For me, it's been my mindfulness movement and the free yoga sessions that I do once a week. And that's been going on for years. That hasn't been something that just popped up, And to pageant girlies, I help them with self-esteem building, managing their nerves and anxiety on pageant night. So for me, this is so meaningful because as community leaders, unfortunately, sometimes community leaders don't get celebrated. It's just you're expected to do what you do because you love it. You show up because it's your passion, You're not getting paid for it. So to me, this is so meaningful because it's celebrating. Maybe you would have been an unsung hero in your community, but this is lifting you up and saying, we appreciate you. We appreciate what you have done. And so the crown is a symbol of service in this pageant. So I'll let Diancy talk about what she's doing and her category, because as you notice, there are different categories in this pageant. There's a Mrs., there's a Ms. for my section that's 30 and up. And then there's a Miss. We had a Miss Belize, MISS, that's 19 to 30. And then we have our teen as well. So Diancy can go into her category and what she has been doing with her platform and everything.
Yes.
I'm in the teen category. The teen category is from 14 to 18, 17, 18. I'm not sure. I'm so sorry. I forgot. But basically with my platform, I am into women entrepreneurship, and it was inspired by my business that I have with my mom and I, Kelly's Creations in Lords Bank. And the MBIA gave me an opportunity to showcase my business as well as be a community leader when it comes to young girls, showing them that they can do what they want, and you don't have to be afraid that, okay, you're too young and people is going to think that you can't handle the business world because of your age or because you're a girl, because people think that girls are soft, especially when they're young. But I got the opportunity to show them that that's not true. at all. Because if I can be in a pageant and balance my personal life as well as my business life, then they can do it too.
And,
So
your,
that's
and your education on top of that.
and school.
Yes.
So that's the
Is she a
opportunity that the
teenager?
MBIA gave me.
Are you a teenager?
Yeah,
I'm
you
14
just
years
you want business life or personal life or school life. You know, that's more than I have.
And I'm sure she has some chores.
I do. So
No.
as a 14-year-old, that is the impact that I'm trying to make.
Miriam and Deonce, one thing I will say about observing the ladies on stage and behind the scenes is, honestly, you were all winners before you entered the stage because you have all been working in your communities. Like you said, Miriam, you have all demonstrated your leadership qualities, and you've been, your platforms and your advocacies are active. You are activated. But still, you know, winning the crown and the sash and the bouquet, I'm sure it's still, it's still very meaningful, especially when you're competing alongside women who have been all over the world, who are working in the United States, and some are familiar and have ties to Kenya and countries in Africa. So this is international validation.
Yes, it is. And for me, it was I had to remember, as I said in the beginning, I had to remember my why when it came to doing all these media tours and things like that. But my why was to represent Belize. I wasn't just representing myself. I tried to represent myself to the best of my ability. But I knew that what I was carrying on my back was the entire country. I wasn't representing me. I was representing Alawi. And so that was my big push and my encouragement, because I see the beauty in Belize so much, and I want the rest of the world to see that. And if I could be a vehicle for the rest of the world to see that Belize does have something to offer, then yes, I will be that person. I will be that shining beam of light in the front, making sure that Belize is front and center on the stage, you know, to let people know, like, yes, you may be from those other countries, and yes, they're beautiful, but so is Belize.
Is there a, forgive my ignorance, but is there an international Miss Black competition that we'll be attending? How does this work?
That is what that's what these ladies participated in on Saturday past, last Saturday. So they competed against delegates from the U.S., delegates where they're representing Kenya. Those are two countries. So they've won their crowns. So Belize actually truly shone on stage and stood out, and these are two of our queens that were crowned.
Okay, so Belize won all overall the international competition, is the pageant?
All right, let's help him.
Yes.
So there are 4 categories. There's the teen, there's the MS,
Yeah,
there's
I understand
the MISS, and then there's the Misses. And 2 of us from Belize won 2 of the categories internationally.
That's you too?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because I have a list, okay. Because you mentioned a Mrs. and...
These other names won in different categories. So, for example, you have Miss Black International Ambassador, Miss Chloe Thompson. She, I forgot which state in the U.S. she represented.
Oh, Mrs. Black. Oh, okay.
And then you have Mrs. You have the Miss and the Mrs. Those were won by...
Christy.
Yes. Christy Will Smith. I know she represented Texas.
Yes.
And so she won. So there you have them, all 4 of them. These are the 4 overall international winners right there on the stage, yes. But I will say that Miriam actually captured some more. For example, the Sheen
Beauty Award. Yeah, there was a competition for the Sheen Beauty Award. The Sheen Beauty Belize Award, which was for the People's Competition. So in order for the Swade Foundation to raise money, they had a People's Choice competition. So like, vote for your favorite delegate, but you had to pay. So it was like $1 per vote. So if you want 5 votes, 10 votes. So I was soliciting people, vote for me, vote for Belize. But also when you vote, the monies go back to giving scholarships to children and school supplies here in Belize. So that was my pitch, because yes, you want to, you know, it would be nice to win that, but my pitch was, let's give back to the kids, you know, as much votes as you can for me, that money will go back to the children. But then I ended up being in the top 5 for that category, and then we had to compete against each other for for a modeling with the Sheen magazine, which is based in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Sheen Beauty Belize. And so I won that. They announced it that night. I think it was Tamar who announced it that night. But then Tamar was so funny because she said, "Don't move, Miriam. We're calling your name again." And there were several other categories that I won straight down the line. I was very shocked, very surprised, honestly. I really gave it my all. Like I said, I took it seriously because I wanted Belize to, I just know that Belize has so much to offer, and if I can be the person to prove that, I really give my 1,000%, 1,000,000%, infinite percent. And so I was like, well, I guess it worked because Tamar and Miss Charms were like, "Don't move." My name kept being called in several categories as the overall winner for those categories. So
And you
very surprising.
You mentioned Sheen magazine and
Yes.
so on. You'll be traveling abroad representing Belize.
So with the Sheen magazine, we did the photo shoot here already with their main photographer, Mr. Mark, and I will have a full spread in Sheen magazine as well as an interview that I'll do, and I'll work with them throughout the year.
What happens next year when you have to defend your crown? Then they will hold the competition somewhere else, the pageant
Remember,
somewhere else?
queens give up their crown, they don't defend it. It's not sports.
So basically, we will travel to Ghana. We will travel to Ghana.
Oh, they'll be in Ghana.
Yes, it will be in Ghana, and then I will crown the next Ms. Black International Ambassador. So the rest of the year is looking like continuing to, use my platform, work within the community, but not just within Belize. I'll be able to do that globally now because I have this platform.
All right.
And then there will be prizes that will be distributed as well as soon as we get all that, everything settled and, do the paperwork. So I'm looking forward to a very busy year because we were told by the director that we will have a very busy year. She's like, "I hope you girls are ready." She's not in Belize, but she's going to make sure that we're going to be busy. And I'm ready. I'm ready to represent Belize and put Belize on the map.
You ready?
I am very
Oh,
ready.
you
And I
sound
have
ready,
so
yeah.
much things I want to do.
Tell us
Right.
more about what you hope to accomplish during your
There
reign.
is so much because I'm very passionate about certain things, especially when it comes to the young people of my age, maybe younger, maybe a little older, especially those who go through a lot of hardships, those who feel as if though they have to turn into an adult before their time. So I want to be the one that's able to give them their childhood before they grow older and have to become an adult with a lot of stress and a lot of bills and stuff like that.
I tell you you sure you're 14?
So there's this goal that I want to accomplish first, where it is to build my business, because the bigger the business, the more sponsorships you're able to get, and I want to gain sponsorships and grant funds to be able to have mentorship classes as well as summer camps for kids. And I want to start with a children's home in Ladyville, Liberty Children's Home. I love the kids there. They're really nice and they work hard for the stuff that they want. They're really smart. And I want to start with them and then evolve into the other different children's homes in Belize and all the other different kids who, feel as if they have to work to have what they want.
Yeah.
I want them to feel like you can still be a child, even if you're going through a lot of stuff. Like, just because you're going through so much, just because you have to fend for yourself, doesn't mean you can't still be a child. Because your childhood is supposed to be the best years of your life before you turn into an adult.
Well said.
So I want to be that opportunity and be that transportation for them to, have fun and just. And then when it comes to my business as well, I'm trying to link everything together so that I can balance it. So I want to teach the other older kids, how to make the frozen drinks out of my business and the foods, and hopefully get my mom to help them, teaching them to bake and stuff like that, just to let them have some fun and learn skills along the way that they can use.
Awesome. Now,
But I don't know if the rules allow this, but all that you want to do, can you move on to then you become the Miss, then you become the Mrs.? Is that possible?
That's a great question.
It is.
I believe that there were delegates who had
progress?
who had tried out once and then they tried again. So I think, I mean, I'm not sure, but that's actually a great question. Why shouldn't she be able to compete again?
Could you imagine to become Mrs.?
Yeah, she would probably have to compete again. I mean, obviously.
I feel as if I do not have to be a pageant queen all my years to be able to do these stuff, because the title doesn't really mean anything. It's the responsibilities that come along with it. So even if I'm a pageant queen or not, this pageant gives me the opportunity to put myself out there and show everyone what I want to do and hopefully get help within it. So even if I give up my crown in the next year, I don't have to be a pageant queen to be able to be a queen.
That is so true. But what our viewers cannot see right now, off screen, we have Miss Universe in our studio. You'll meet her tomorrow when she's on as our invited guest. But I know you say you don't have intentions of being a career pageant girl, but do you think that, could you foresee yourself maybe entering Miss Universe Belize someday?
I do.
And going after that crown?
I've gotten questions from before I won my crown right now. So I feel as if maybe in the future, in a couple, 2-3 years, maybe I'll be in another one.
You build a shelf in the house to put your crown? How is this different? We have the Miss Africa. How is this different?
Oh, from Miss African Queen?
Miss Africa Queen.
Yes.
Black, you know.
Yeah, so Miss African Queen that we hold in Belize, and I'm a part of that organization as well, is a part of the Concerned Belizean Women nonprofit.
Right.
A group of women came together. They wanted to help their community, and they thought, let's put on a pageant, let's raise funds. The funds will be given to women in halfway houses, disenfranchised women and children, scholarships for students. But we also want to celebrate our culture and who we are as a people and educate ourselves. So the ladies who go up for Miss African Queen, they choose an African country, they study that country, and then they have to introduce that country to the audience. They do their intro, they do their talent. It can be from the country or not, but you have to represent a woman, a Belizean woman or a woman of African descent. And then you have to wear your African regalia, which is the evening gown, but it has to be African influence or influence from the country. So that's what makes this pageant different from the Miss African
this
Queen.
Is more internationally recognized.
Because this is, more international. That our pageant is specifically focused on Africa, Miss African Queen, and re-educating ourselves as Black people and being the descendants from Africa. So this is
that's
celebrating
the only commonality.
Right. This is celebrating the entire diaspora across the entire world.
No, because your advocacies are so big, it truly makes you feel like the beauty aspect is secondary. Yeah. Of course, you're all very beautiful.
It is secondary,
but after competing in a pageant like this, how do you view beauty, or how do you use beauty as a tool to help you get your message across?
What I learned from within my pageant is that the real beauty is not on the outside, it's on the inside. So in order to be a queen, you have to have the characteristics of a queen. You can't just look like a queen, because then you don't deserve the crown. You have to be able to move like a queen, talk like a queen, act like a queen to be able to be called a queen.
You see?
She just schooled me.
Yeah, she just schooled you. But and to go along with what Yancy said, it's a lot. It has a lot to do with me about inner happiness. We're told when we're younger, go to school, you grow up, you get a job. This is what you're supposed to be.
Find a husband.
Yeah, be successful. But no one ever asks, are you happy? How do you feel? How do you genuinely really feel? So for me, that inner beauty, that happiness, because when you're happy, you don't care how you look. You never, when you're laughing, when you're having a great time, when you have a really great laugh, you just feel amazing. You feel great inside, So to me, it's that inner beauty that you're sharing with others. When you come into the room, you're that presence that's going to shift the energy, shift the emotion in a positive, uplifting way, because you feel that way within, sometimes you go into a room and you're like, ooh, it feels off in there, So you want to shift the energy.
So Miriam, are you saying that physical beauty has no impact?
No, it does. Physical beauty does have an impact. You try to put me on the spot, Tamara. Yes. Physical beauty does have an impact. It has a purpose in its own right, but it's not the only thing. It's not the only thing that's there. And for me, what I put importance on, that's why I do the work that I do with mindfulness and everything, is because within, I was in these very amazing situations of Fashion Week New York and on sets in New York making films. But if you're not in the right environment with the right type of people and energy, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You won't feel well. You won't feel uplifted.
That's
So
very
that comes
true.
from within you. So you can be the light no matter what the situation you're in. You create that positivity for yourself and for others around you. Yes, you can still be beautiful. Tamarka should have watched me on the squinty eye. You can still be considered conventionally beautiful, but how are you projecting that beauty from within for yourself and others?
I have a question we have two generations here. First, you, Dancy, what do you think is the biggest challenge a young black woman like yourself has in Belize?
Well, I think that would start with the confidence and self-awareness and self-respect, because not many young women in Belize grow up in hardships, and they go through a lot, and their parents go through a lot, because it's really hard growing up as an adult. I've seen it. So I think it starts with that. When they grow up a certain way, they tend to act a certain way, and they feel a certain way. And if you have parents who've went through a lot till they're just so unhappy all the time, and they're just always sloping around, then the young women tend to not have confidence, because they don't have that confidence in other women. Because I feel as though when it comes to growing up alongside other women, you act like them. Like with my mom's very confident. She's very smart. She's so pretty. So the way how I grew up, I feel so confident. I always feel very pretty because my mom's telling me I'm pretty. My mom's telling herself she's pretty. So we feel that same way within each other. It's the connection. So when other kids don't have that, they feel low of themselves. So that is one. Because you can't do big things, if you don't have confidence in yourself, if you don't believe in yourself. So I think that's one of the many challenges that young people have.
So you think that young black teenage young women need to act a specific way?
It's not that. It's more of the way how they believe in themselves.
Right.
Because when it comes to, for example, right, when it comes to young black women, if some of them have, let's say, afros, and then there are other friends that's of different cultures. Their hair is long and really curly and pretty, and their hair is just short and can't do the other hairstyles. They don't feel confident in themselves because, they go through a lot of stuff and they don't have that support.
I totally agree with you, and I understand exactly where you're coming from. The question was the biggest challenge, and I think she answered that so well.
She did. I did. I just want to ask Mariam, any comments in the same direction?
No, I completely agree.
Now that you're a different generation.
Yeah, definitely.
More experience and so on.
Yeah, and I completely agree with everything that was said. And then also, one thing that I noticed a challenge with black women, not just within Belize, but I think on a whole, is always having to be the strong one, always having to be the one to show up. And I think, and I'm biased, black women are innately the moral compass of when they're in the room. And so having to be the strong one always isn't always the best thing for that person or that group of people. A lot of women that I've spoken to or that I've done my sessions with, they've never got a pedicure before. They've never gotten a massage before. They've never had that sigh of relief where someone's taking care of them. Don't worry when you come into this setting, when you come to do this mindfulness session, you just have to lay here and listen to my voice or breathe or laugh if we do some laughing yoga. And they're very initially there's some resistance there because I don't have to do nothing. Well, what am I supposed to do? It's you just have to be. That's enough. You're enough without having to perform or having to act. So I think that's a big challenge too that women face, just on a whole, but black women specifically, is always being seen as strong, being that strong black woman. It's okay to take off that cape and be human for once and to let yourself get that relaxation and that relief you need, because then you'll probably get sick or you'll have some other issues that will show up. So it's important. It's an important balance. It's okay to be strong, but it's okay to let yourself
Just have
be.
to allow yourself to feel.
Yes, to feel vulnerable and to feel your feelings as a human being.
They should change the title,
Why they should change it to?
To Smart Black.
Smart black women.
It's all. It's,
I think it's there.
It's implied in the title. Ladies, thank you so much. You've
Thank
left
you.
plenty
Thank you.
to inspire
Oh,
our
yes.
listeners or viewers, and for sure me. So thanks again. Of course, we're looking forward to hear more about your work, your travels, continuing to work in your communities. Looking forward to all of it.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
ladies.
Ernesto, I know
Thank
you don't want to
Alan.
leave.
No, that's made my day. Made my week, actually. All right,
but
we
we
gotta
do
go
have to
though.
go.
Time is off.
So we have to say thank you to our staff behind the scenes, Mr. William Usher. He is our camera operator and our MCO.
You notice that the guys behind the camera, they always, when the ladies come
They're
in,
more attentive.
Yeah, they're more
They are.
attentive.
It's
and
true.
they, you know.
I've noticed. I also want to say thank you to our producer, Miss Manuela Ayuso, assisted by Richard Herbert. That very calming voice that you're hearing in Love Studios, that's Mr. Raphael. And he's going to be with you guys up until, I believe, noon today. So continue enjoying his company, the good music, a lot of September vibes on the airwaves right now. Get you in the mood, the patriotic mood. Thank you, guys. Ernesto?
Well, we'll be back again tomorrow, same place, same time. Thank you for choosing us this morning. I hope we made your morning more interesting. Like I always say, we don't want to tell you what to think. We just want you to think. Be kind to somebody today. Belize and beyond.
Thanks
for choosing love. Bye-bye.
Good morning, Belize, and good morning. I say good morning, Belize, and good morning. And how are you this morning?
Wake up every morning, like go to work and get there.